Monday motivation. Start your week off flying high. Monday motivation. It's your time to rise and shine.
So welcome, Savoi, to Monday Motivation Podcast.
Thank you. My pleasure. Thanks for having me.
All right, absolutely. Let me tell you a little bit. Let me do an introduction of Savoi. Savoi is an author, and she wrote this book. It's called Absolutely Best. She also has a blog, and I was reading your blog last night, which I want to talk about it because it's absolutely life-changing. And she is beautiful. If you guys want to see her picture, you should definitely go to the Absolute Best and see her. And you're going to be able to picture the voice and the gorgeous face with that. And it is such a joy to have you here with us this morning, Savoi. Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you, Rebecca. I think you are beautiful. So we'll just go ahead and get all that out the way right now.
Thank you. Okay, so can you share this morning a little bit about, the gratitude? I think that, let me see here, the gratitude journey and that you wrote it about it, okay? And why it's so important?
I have learned the importance of appreciation and gratitude and have kind of honed in on that being just one simple habit that I chose to form over several years, quite honestly. And just taking the time first thing in the morning to write down 5 things I'm grateful for. Lately, I've also added in the evening, kind of bookending my day by writing down, okay, now that the day's over, what are 5 things I'm grateful for here too? And then in my blog, I wrote recently about my author friend Cassie Isabel, who actually kind of gave some awesome insight to adding one more little step to that gratitude practice. And she said, you know what? Try writing out 1 to 3 things of why you're grateful for whatever you wrote down. And it has taken my gratitude focus to another level. One of my favorite mentors is Tony Robbins, and he has a saying. He says, to be grateful is to be rich. And I genuinely feel that way. I just feel giving honor and praise to God for all the good things in my life and not taking things for granted are so important. And one of my number one gratitude things I love to focus on is like right now I'm chatting with you and my body's going through magnificent feats that I have no clue about, but yet I'm so grateful for. That's keeping me alive, awake, vibrant, to be able to be here and to hopefully be able to contribute and bless someone else. And so gratitude for me is just big. And I've learned that as I stay on that path of gratitude, it's kind of like to me, there's no gray area. Either you're grateful or you're not. And if I'm grateful, I notice I'm smiling because I'm grateful. And I notice if I happen to have a frown on my face, I may not be thinking grateful thoughts. So there's no in between. And I do my best to bring myself back to gratitude as often as I possibly can, because there is so much to be grateful for. And I'm grateful for my friendship with you. I'm grateful for what I've learned at this point in getting to know you and your journey and your essence. So the list can continue to go on as it does for me. I'm grateful for my little puppy dog that's right here with me while we do our blog, our conversation this morning. So, yeah, the list goes on. I do my best to stay in an attitude of gratitude and live very humbly that way, and just give credit where it's due, and giving honor to God on that.
Absolutely. I do have to say that when I was reading that, the attitude of gratitude, it kind of really, I felt like that the writing was so simple and it was so to the point. that if people really take the time to pay attention to what you said, it can be really a key to really unlock a lot of areas in their lives. You know, and I felt like that, and I felt like so simple, but so deep, so important. So I really think that everybody should go. I'm gonna add the link into the podcast description, and I think people should go check it out. This attitude of gratitude that you wrote it. But my question here is for you: is this? You wrote your book Absolutely Best, which is what a title, okay? Absolutely Best. Who do you had in mind when you wrote that book?
Well, believe it or not, I had myself in mind because it's been a part of my journey to get to a point in my life where it's a non-negotiable to be anything other than my best. It's, to me, a slap in God's face for me not to choose to embrace what gifts and talents he's given me. And so the book actually, the title, Absolute Best, Change Your Mindset, Change Your Life, came about because of my journey of working on changing my mindset, and it has been changing my life. And so I just really got inspired because it really, for me, had to get to a point where I just flat out got tired of not being my best in certain areas of my life. I just really got tired of living a mediocre life. Sure, I've had some successes in my life, but if I really wanted to get honest with myself, there have been times where I just get on autopilot and just exist and not live. Those are not those grateful times. Those are times where you go, day in, day out, you get up and you go to the job you may not really care for, you show up, you do this. So you're like a robot. And so I've had to check myself on no longer being a robot while living on this earth. I genuinely choose to want to live heaven on earth. And I believe it gives nothing but glory to God for me to be the best of whomever he's made me to be. I look and I see us sometime, and we love our stars and we love, the certain people that kind of inspire us. Ultimately, what to me they've done that we all, I kind of think, look at is that they've decided in whatever their situation is to tap into who their best is. And so we admire people who choose to arrive at that, knowing that no one is perfect. That's why it's called absolute best. It's not called absolute perfection. It's called absolute best because you're doing your absolute best that at that time in your life to continue to do to arrive where you should. And so addressing the things that sometimes we don't want to talk about. How about fear? How about procrastination? How about self-doubt? How about all of these things? Or sometimes forgiveness, forgiving ourselves for not, for procrastinating for so long. My first book is Rearview Reflections. It's on Amazon. But let me just tell you, the book was written in 2011, didn't even publish until 2017. And you want to talk about why there's that gap? Fear, right? So when I speak on what I'm speaking on what I'm experiencing and growing through as we talk today with the goal of coming out on the other side. I love that saying about when gold is in the fire, it becomes purified, with the goal of becoming purified to be I'm just a believer that when God made each and every one of us, and we're so wonderfully and uniquely and magnificently made, and I'm certain that every single one of us have a seed of greatness in us. The thing I do believe, though, is that many of us don't choose to tap in. Many of us just choose to exist instead of live. Many of us are just okay with status quo. And I have been there to be one of those, to say many of us, because that's what's inspired me to get out of that group and decide to ascend higher to whatever all of that is. In my case, it happens to be that, being an author and all of that is a part of my journey, but it may be something else for someone else. And only they know the fire that's burning inside of them. No one else knows the fire except you. And that's what Absolute Best is saying. Hey, listen, let's just go within, figure out who are you really to be? And how about tapping into what God's already given you? And how about you arrive on the earth and contribute in whatever that gift shows up as to benefit each and every one of us? I'm a strong believer we're not here to be an island. I believe that we are here to bless one another. And Absolute Best is about stepping up. You know what? No more excuses.
I love that. I absolutely love that. And then if you can tell like 3 practical ways that people should start, like to have baby steps to start, their absolutely best.
Absolutely. Well, one of the first steps is acknowledgement. Acknowledgement that, you know what, if I really want to get real with myself, I've been pushing down deep down inside of me what I really should be doing. More of me really does need to show up. I almost want to explode with something, but I'm too fearful. I'm too afraid. I feel I don't have the ability to do it. So first is that acknowledgement. And then after gaining that acknowledgement, understanding and gaining the understanding that if God put the seed there, he's just looking for you to do the steps to get there. He's right there with you. So, it may be, okay, if you want to be a writer, how about you find out a little bit more about writing? If you want to be a speaker, you find out a little bit more about doing that. You start delving into what your interests are. And little by little, let's see where that blossoms to. And you know what? Along the way, you've got to forgive yourself, because sometimes we'll treat ourselves like we're dieting. Hey, I'm going to go on a diet today. All right. As soon as I say I'm going to go on a diet, I go eat some cake. Then I get upset with myself that I went and ate the cake. So what do I do for the rest of the day? I eat more cake because I say, forget it. I said I was going to go on my diet, but you know what? Forget it. No, we've got to, at that moment right then, go, okay, all right. Had my cake, enjoyed it. I forgive myself. New beginning right then, right there. New beginning right then, right there. We don't need to wait till 24 hours to start over again. But we have to learn that we really are running our own lives.
Right.
Sometimes we want to put it on other people, but we're the driver. Sure enough, we want God to be the driver and us to be the co-pilot. He be the pilot and you be co-pilot. But you know what? Ultimately, he doesn't go against our will. So he can definitely lead us in our right direction, but we've got to get in line with him on that. And so in addition to that, ultimately setting some goals, habits and rituals are big. So once we change our mindset, that's why it's called Change Your Mindset, Change Your Life. Your mindset is the first part that has to get changed, because quite honestly, if the mindset doesn't get changed, nothing else of what I'm discussing happens. So a person has to decide, you know what? And you know what they say about the word decide? It means no other options. So this is one of those times we have to say, okay, am I going to play with this with myself, or am I going to get real? And that's why I even call it a tug of war sometimes, and taking your wig off. Because you know what? Taking your wig off is taking the mask off. Let's stop playing. Let's get real with, where shall I really be in my life right now? No, I can't change the past, but I can do everything about the future. So what will I do today toward going in the direction of where I really want to go? The fear and the procrastination have already been there, or else we would have already arrived at our goals. So addressing the fact that fear and procrastination are things that come up, and we have to move past them. So what I have learned is, in order for me to get rid of a bad habit, I've got to replace that bad habit with a good habit. So maybe that's where I start. That first day, maybe my first habit is, how about I actually take some quality time with myself? How about I have a quality time morning ritual where I just get with me and just be? Maybe I read a scripture. Maybe I listen to something that's motivational. Maybe I do whatever it is that helps me kind of start my day on the right path. So maybe that's where I start, where instead of me just getting up and rushing to go to work and rushing and not even eating and leaving the house, how about maybe I set my day up for success? How about I do a little better with that? So, and then as I continue to do this on a regular basis, what am I doing? I'm forming a habit. And as I form that habit with myself, and because life is nothing but a compilation of habits, whether we want to admit it or not, either I have a compilation of good habits going on, or maybe I have a combination of good and bad. So we've got to really do that self-evaluation again and say, let's get real with ourselves again, take the wig off. Do I need to work on a certain habit? Okay, how about I work on this one? And maybe you're just working on it for that day. And as you continue on for that week, you work on that and maybe add something else to work on. But my point is, you've got to put the work in. Nobody's going to do it. You've got to put the work in. So mindset, habits, and rituals, there's something I call CCID. Confidence comes in doing. I've had people look at me and they go, oh, you're so confident. I'm like, you know what? I wasn't born that way. Nobody is. It's taken time to build that. But confidence comes in doing, not in talking about it. And that's another thing, put up or shut up. You can talk about what you're going to do all day long. What are you doing? So the confidence comes in doing. Another thing I love, you can tell, I come up with acronyms, CCV. Crystal clear vision. You got to have crystal clear vision. You've got to kind of have a definitive direction of what you're interested in achieving in order to achieve it. There's no in between when it comes to success and failure. There's no in between pretty much in anything. There's no in between when it comes to faith and fear. Either you have faith or you have fear. Either you have success or you have failure. There's no in between. So what has to happen is one has to decide which master are you going to serve? Which one are you going to serve? Okay? Because there's no in between. You decide which one are you going to serve? No in between, right? And so ultimately it's about day in, day out, minute by minute, day by day, hour by hour, doing your best to hold yourself accountable to the steps you're learning that take you in the direction of where you want to go. I love to look at all types of people and learn from them. But one of my favorites is Michael Jordan. And one of the reasons he's one of my favorites is because Michael Jordan was not the best basketball player in the world. Some people think he was. None of us are best at anything. He decided to put the work in. He decided, if you know his history back in high school, if I remember, and I'm not going to get this story kind of wrong, but it's going to be good enough for the point. He didn't either make the team when he should have or got cut or something. Anyway, every situation that kept transpiring in his life, he decided to take it to another level. Sure, it probably was hurtful. But he decided after he got over the hurt, okay, this is what I desire. I'm going to keep working at my craft. More and more working at his craft. So much so, supposedly the best athlete, basketball player in the world ends up actually hiring one of the best trainers in the world. What do you need a great trainer for if you're already great? Because great people understand and know that in order to take myself to another level, I need to have a coach. So he's an example, in my opinion. And I love one of my sayings I'm looking at that's said by him. He says, I've missed more than 9,000 shots in my career. I've lost almost 300 games, 26 times. I've been trusted to take the game-winning shot and missed. I failed over and over and over again in my life, and that is why I succeed.
Wow. That is just wow. This is so great. This is so good. And one of the things that you do too, you coach, right?
Yes.
Okay. So you help people walk through their journey of becoming the best of them, right? So
yes.
speak. You also do speaks. You speak and you coach, right?
Absolutely. I do speaking and I do coaching as well. Yes, I do.
That's awesome. And this thing, like I have been taking notes all over so I don't forget. And thank God that we are recording this so I'll be able to listen to what you said many times because I think it's so powerful. And I have one more question for you. And I think you kind of already said few things that it's about that, but because you were saying about the crystal clear vision, and when you said the vision, I already had wrote this question for you: is what is the vision for Savoi?
Mm. The vision for Savoi. The vision for Savoi is to be the light that God originally designed her to be. The vision for Savoi is to no longer shrink, to no longer exist, instead live and contribute to this world, whatever that gift is. To be authentic, to be real, to be relatable, to be loving, to be humble, and to just help someone as others have helped her in shaping her direction, her goals, just helping whomever that's really serious take their life to the highest level possible that they can achieve, and just give all the glory to God. Let me tell you something. One of the things years ago, one of my favorite motivational speakers is Les Brown. Les Brown talks about that the richest place in the world is the graveyard because so many dreams get buried there. So many dreams and aspirations get buried there. Do you know that's one of my motivations, is that my dreams are not getting buried with me. You know, I'm at a point in my life where I'm like, it's a non-negotiable. My dreams will not be buried with me. And I believe I'm not the only person who feels that way. So absolute best is to connect with those who are at a point in their lives that say, you know what? Yeah, I've been kind of shrinking too. Yeah, you know, I just kind of not been wanting to step up. It's been easy just to exist. It's just been easy to be mediocre. You know, hey, it's just been easy to go to the job I hate. You know, sure, it pays the bills. You know, as long as I got the weekends so I can kind of regroup again, I'm good. Is that really living? For me, it's no longer living. It's no longer the way I choose to live the rest of my days on this earth. My desire is that when I get to heaven, that God says, well done, good and faithful servant.
Wow. You just, I'm telling you, I can hear you all day. You know, my spirit just really connects, you know, with you and this message. I feel like this is the message that I have trying to leave and speak that to people because it's hard to express. I think you use very powerful words to what life can be if people actually believe, you know, if they get up and conquer what they need to conquer. And I'm so happy that this journey called life, we got a chance to cross and meet. And I'll be able to celebrate many of your victories, of the places that you're going to go and the lives that you would touch. And this is such an honor, Savoi. And I appreciate you just being in this podcast and take the time to encourage others. You're a sweet soul.
Oh, thank you so much. I'm looking for something, a quote that I am including in my book that I want to leave you with. Can I find it right quickly?
Yes, you can. Yes, you may.
Hold on just a second here.
No problem.
And this quote just came out Two weeks ago,
Uh-huh.
the movie A Wrinkle in Time came out, and our many of our favorites, Oprah was on Good Morning America.
Wow.
And when she was asked a question, I had to go back and write it all down. It was so powerful because what she said is, to me, what Absolute Best is all about. Okay. She says the highest honor on earth that you will ever have is the honor of being yourself. Your only true job in the world as a human being is to discover why you came, why you are here. Every one of us has an internal guidance, GPS, intuition, heart print, heart song that speaks to us. Your only job is to be able to listen and discern when it's speaking versus your head or your personality speaking. And if you follow that, you will be led to the highest good for you, always. That's why all of the voices in the world mean nothing if your voice is in alignment with all the voices in the world. You have your own internal GPS, voice of God, or whatever you choose to call it. People get in trouble because you are following everyone else's voice. If you just learn to lean into becoming more of you, of who you are, more of who you were meant to be, that's why you are here. You are not here to pretend to be like someone else.
Yeah.
Isn't that powerful?
Yes. And yes, it's amazing. It's amazing. Yeah. And I think that this is a Monday where everybody's listening to this. I think that everyone has a choice to learn to becoming more of them and develop that. And this has been such a treat to have you here. Has been such a joy. We will love to have you again and again and again.
I just love you. Thank you so much, Rebecca. And I do want to say Absolute Best will be out the fourth quarter of 2018. My current book, Rearview Reflections, we can also have a link on that. But
okay.
So yeah, just
absolutely
wanted to make that perfectly clear.
Yes.
But, yeah.
Yes, we're definitely going to put the link and put the link for your Facebook and put the link for all your the way that people can connect with you.
Okay.
And see you, so people can be able to click in and connect with you right away. Absolutely. Guys, thank you for being here and have an amazing Monday. Until next time. Bye.